Hey, what's up guys, this is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi JURI Han. It doesn't say which Street Fighter game. Street Fighter 6. Is that her Street Fighter 6 look? It says Street Fighter 6. Is that what she looks like? I haven't gotten into Street Fighter 6 really. That's getting closer to her older look, right? Rather than the spandex bodysuit. Anyway, this is the new JURI figure, and I don't know if I'm going to get any of the other Street Fighter figures from this line. I don't like the way they look, but a lot of people have requested this one, and I thought this one looked like the best anyway, so I figured, what the heck, I'll review it. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, let's look at the package. Lovely gray panel right here, very fun, inspires creativity. I love that. The photos on the side are okay. Wouldn't go with that one though. Not sure what they're showing us. Disjointed limbs, I guess. Not Revoltech strong suit, but these look nice. These look really nice. I like the back of the package. That's good. This part here, pretty good as well. Alright, I would much prefer a window. At least like something. The giant gray panel is not whatever. Okay. Alright, this figure is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store last I checked, so I'll put a link in the description below. She stands about 5 3/4 to the top of the noggin, not including the hair things. That's going to be about 14.6, 14.7 centimeters. Here she is up against Darwin. And let's get into a question of the day. Which look do you prefer for this character? For me, I think her first look was probably the best. Alright, and then I know they tried to like censor her up and stuff, and I don't know, that's just not fun. I don't play my video games to have realistic looking streetwear on my fighting game characters. I don't know what they're doing. Oh man. Alright, although that third-party Ken figure is awfully tempting. Have you guys seen that? I'll post a picture. It's the Street Fighter 6 Ken where he looks like a hobo, but it looks like a really good figure. Okay, let's get into this figure. Revoltech figure, some interesting things going on here, not known for their clean lines necessarily, but this figure has some new stuff that makes it look decent. As you can see, her silhouette is not some hunched over creature. She's generally pretty normal looking. Her shoulders are a little extra broad, though she's kind of made that way in Street Fighter. Most of them are. So that's fine. The joints are a little awkward looking, but not as bad as most Revoltech things. And you can see she's just got a very neutral hero pose, so to speak. That works just fine. The detail work is nice. It's clean. The zipper, the thing underneath the zipper, her outfit, whatever you want to call that. I guess it would, I don't know, a bra? I don't think that counts as a bra. I don't know what it is. The belt area, which I can't stand because they just segmented it to crap and there's too many things going on here. But even that's clean. The little details, clean. Some of you are going to be into this, I guess. That's clean. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. The paint work, the line work. It's a nice looking figure. I have to say, this is one of Revoltech's better paint jobs overall. Not perfect, but pretty darn nice. The sculpt work is good. The hair is nice, and there's fine sculpt work on there. Same thing for the face. Very good looking overall. Different finishes throughout. We have like the silvery color, the satins and mattes, and whatever else is. It's a very nice looking figure. So if you're into this just for the looks, then this will probably do. There are some weird things going on that we'll have to get into though, so stick around. But let's give her a okay, so let's give her, for aesthetic, I'll go 8 or 9 out of 10. It's pretty darn good. I'd probably even go 9 if you don't look at the crotch too closely. There's a problem in here, which I'll show you. Okay, as far as accessories go, you get a total of 4 faces, and they're all very nicely done. They look weird not on her. She's got a very big head, but it's fine. And then you get a Chun-Li face, which I don't need, but okay. Some hands, not a ton. That's enough. You get her phone. Then you get her effect parts, which are really nice. It's good to have those. Wish they didn't have the pegs on them in such an obvious way, the peg holes. But, whatever. You win some, you lose some, but it's still nice to have them. And then, of course, you get a Revoltech display stand, so that's good. Accessory-wise, I'll go, I'm gonna go 8.5 out of 10. I'd like to see maybe better looking effect parts. Having, like, at least put them where the black paint is. Put the peg things where the black paint is. Alright, now, as for the articulation, we were talking in one of my other videos, I think it was the Balrog video for Jada, how nice it felt to handle that figure. It was just a pleasant thing. This figure is not that. This figure is a nuisance. Mostly because of the belt area, because this is just crazy. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this to you. Let me zoom in and brighten it a little bit. The belt pieces, first you have her crotch piece, which doesn't actually cover her crotch area at all. It's just like a little dangly piece. And also, there's a peg hole in it, and I guess this is supposed to be pegged in, but mine didn't come that way, and I can't get it to peg in and stay in. So I'll have to tinker with that. If that stays in, that changes things, but I can't. I can't get it to stay. So I don't know if you want to count that as a defect. You know what? We're going to rip this figure in half and see if I can get that to work on the spot, because this is like the most annoying thing, being such a dangly, bobbly mess. So if I can get this to peg in and stay, maybe I can now that I took it apart. Maybe I'll enjoy it more. It's still too loose. Like, I don't mind a loose crotch piece, just a completely floating crotch piece that can be beneficial. In fact, if I ever get around, when I ever get around to doing my figures, they're gonna have a floating crotch piece. Okay, that's nowhere near as bad now. That's good. That makes me a little happier. But it has to be done right. And so if that separates and that becomes so loose that it's not staying in place at all, that's no good. I don't like that this is supposed to be connected here and it's just not even close. It gets ugly and weird. And super gappy as you pose it. But if you can look past that, it's not too bad. Alright, but let's get into the rest of the articulation like normal. I wanted to point that out because it was the first thing that caught my eye as I was trying to handle the figure out of the package. It's just a floppy mess down here, and that's what she said. Alright, so you get your usual Revoltech type stuff in the neck and head. So yeah, her neck and head work generally like all Revoltechs. There's tons of range. It can get a little much. Like, you can tuck her head over and then get it stuck on there. So, just pay attention to what you're doing and you'll be fine. But because she has a skinny neck, it moves around really well. These are not soft like you might want them to be. That would definitely be helpful. But at least they look good. But they don't get in the way too much. But they are not soft, completely soft, so be careful. Now for the shoulders, there's a little bit of their Revoltech butterfly sort of situation in there. It doesn't do a ton. Otherwise, you just have this ball hinge and the ball peg that you normally see on a Revoltech, though it looks much better because it's far less carved out. I mean, it's still ugly in there, but mostly it looks better. It does get a lot less range, though, than you would get on a normal Revoltech. Rotating that ball peg around does allow you to bring her arms back and forward nicely, which is okay. Bringing them forward is a pain in the butt. And I don't know if it's just mine, but getting them to rotate forward, it just does not want to go. Maybe if I do this, I can get it to go, but I cannot get this ball hinge to rotate forward effectively. Going back, no problem. Going forward, it won't do it. I don't know what the deal is. I can't get it to go. It doesn't help that this piece right here is sticking forward to keep it from rotating, but even trying to go over that, I can't get it to. So yeah, they tried to do something new. I guess in concept it's okay. Is this one going now? Hey, this one went forward. Okay. It's still not super far forward. It's just okay. So yeah, I don't know. It's a better looking Revoltech shoulder, I guess, overall, but a lot less functional than you normally see. You guys can decide if you care about that. You do get your swivel, of course, up here on that ball peg, but basically nothing. So down here on this ball peg is where you're going to have to do your rotation, which is okay, I guess. Again, Revoltech not known for their looks necessarily, generally for the range. This figure doesn't quite have either. It looks a little bit better in some ways, but definitely has less range. So I don't know how I feel about that. Ball hinge wrists are fine. For the torso, we have ball pegs. She does lean back really well. And as long as you keep this piece snapped together, it doesn't look too bad, but it still does get really gappy. And having the belt, like, this doesn't really benefit anything not being connected. It should just be one piece right there so that it actually looks nice, because this looks ridiculous. And it is very gappy in there. It's hard to see because it's dark, but it is. You have to trust me on that one if you can't see it. And then going forward, she doesn't lean forward as well as I would like, but for a Revoltech, but it does work. It does lean forward, that's good. Super gappy though. Again, you don't have to look at the other side of the figure when you're trying to lean it in a certain way, but it is a thing to note because other figures have done it from this company. Leaning to the side, again, not great, and again, super gappy and weird at the waist. The way they decided to just make the belts a mess to try to hide everything, not the right call. Give her an actual crotch piece. that goes with her pants. And that would have been better. Also, having this just cut off flat basically doesn't exactly help. Round it out some. I mean, more than they did. It's a nice sculpt, but it needs a little bit more meat there. There's no meat in the crotch. You need crotch meat. Okay, let's move on before things get weird. For the hips, they are kind of loose, and they're mostly like regular Revoltech hips, but also not as bad. You do get them all the way out to the side, so that's nice. Definitely mechanical looking inside. Probably could have cleaned that up a little bit if they actually put a crotch piece on the figure, but they didn't. But yeah, they're pretty loose. Bringing them forward. She does kick high. She does kick back. So I think, okay, so the moral of this story is there's a lot of goofy looking parts on this figure, but it should pose well enough to make up for it. I think this could have been refined a lot more to make it look better, though. You do get thigh swivel at the ball and at this slanted swivel, which is just crazy still from Revoltech. But you don't have to deal with it as much because you can just do it up at the hip, so that's okay. Now for the knees, talk about pulling a Bandai and overcomplicating things. It doesn't need to look like a Sarlacc pit to make a knee. They're usually doing single jointed knees that work out wonderfully. And now they've done, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces right here, including the thigh and the shin. They didn't need to do all that. It's fine, I guess. I mean, I don't like this part at all, but it does get decent enough range. Revoltech not doing Revoltech stuff, and Bandai trying to do Revoltech stuff it's doing me in. For the ankle, this part rotates. The ankle, the leg part down here, not the floaty piece, but the ankle itself rotates. And then you have your regular ball hinge down there. Doesn't get the most range going forward. Going back is pretty good. The toe hinge is well placed. It's not the absolute best sculpt, but it does work, so that's nice. It's well enough placed, and it's fairly stiff. That's what she said. Okay, so her articulation, it's a weird mess of unpleasant to deal with, and okay. I don't know. It's a weird thing, because it's not fully Revoltech style, and it's not fully something else. It's just kind of an irritating figure to handle, but I think you'll be able to get what you need done, as long as you don't look too much at the crotch area, or the knees. Or the shoulder? I don't know. It's a weird one. It's functional but bad at the same time. I'll give her articulation a 7 for Revoltech. Like I said, very strange release. This part drives me nuts because they really put almost no effort into making it look good. Yeah, that's strange. That's strange. Oh, mine's missing a zipper. Was that on there at the beginning? I'll have to scroll back and see. I don't have any pieces on my table. Mine's missing its zipper. There's supposed to be a zipper right there. Well, that sucks. I'll have to look around and see if there's a little piece somewhere, but I don't think there was. Anyway, time for a final rating on this figure. It's like you don't have a lot of options for JURI, and this figure's not bad. So yeah, pick it up if you want to get it. That's my subjective rating. Objectively, it's not quite a Revoltech in the traditional sense, and it's not quite better than a Revoltech either. So it's like, it's a weird in-between where they're kind of trying to not do what they do, but also still doing it. I'll just give it a 7 overall. It's a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty decent figure in some ways and irritating in others. Let me know what you guys think, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.